चेंज होता है, बिकॉज आई ऑल्सो हर्ड पीपल सेइंग कि कुछ बदलता नहीं है, सब ऐसे ही बोलते हैं, बट आई वॉन्ट टू प्रेजेंट दो स्टोरीज टू से कि चेंज होता है, हुआ है, मेरे साथ हुआ है और बहुत लोगों के साथ हुआ है. And the whole purpose of this podcast is for coaches to come and own their change story. It connected with the story of self-accountability, and in coaching, whatever I've learned and whatever I teach is all about if you don't take accountability of your change, there is no angel who's gonna come and escape you, right? Get up, pick up, change. You don't like your change, don't quit. If you don't like somebody's behavior, you change your response towards. If you don't like something about yourself, go learn. Every coaching session opened a layer about a realization that it's you. You need to change. The passion of coaching tells you, I'm going to leave my job and just do this. It doesn't work like that. Business or entrepreneurship rather pushes you to do everything that you don't want to do. You don't want to do finance, it'll push you to do it. You don't want to do sales, you need to learn that. People need to own up to their stories of change.
Welcome, Jaya. How are you feeling right now?
Overwhelmed?
So I generally ask this question to my guest. MDH movement. MDH miracle do happen.
It's really feeling like a miracle.
Is it that moment?
It is. It is that moment. I wasn't ready for this today. In a good way.
So
Let me ask you, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling excited. Yeah. And I'm feeling that let's hear the real story from Jaya. We have been listening to Jaya in sessions, in Zoom, or let's understand what is the real Jaya in this special occasion of 10 years completing. And do you believe in manifestation?
Yeah, absolutely.
So this podcast, how you have planned from last 1 year and now we are here. So how is it going? The feeling for you right now?
It is definitely very surreal. I'm still collecting myself, and I hope I can play up to all that you have planned here. I'm just trying to collect myself emotionally.
First of all, let me congratulate that 10 years is a very long period, and I'm sure because I have been in this podcast for 4 years, so it's a long journey, 10 years. So let's go back to our day one when you started, and you just tasted the essence of coaching. So what was the shift happened in your first coaching session? If you can go back there and share something out of it.
Yeah, so I think my first session I got coached was when I was learning coaching. And it just felt like something opened inside. You know, the body responded more than the mind. And it was like, oh, there is some relief to the pain. And then out of that, then I felt like taking more and getting more relaxed. It was like a drug pill, honestly. In a very good way, just helped me heal at several places.
Okay. So from that, something changed.
A lot changed.
What changed?
Everything changed, actually. Yeah, so I think coaching was a new chance for life. It allowed me to probably look at myself for the first time. Because the way how life has unfolded, it just felt like I'm doing everything for others. And this was my first opportunity to look in the mirror, honestly. And that was the opportunity and the power that came with it, given me the assurance that you can have a life of your own as well. So that really happened in a lot of senses. It provided me a way. It provided me that there is a way. There is a possibility. So that's what coaching did, and after that I started applying everything that I teach today. Every tool, every reframing exercise I have applied on myself, and started on a journey of self-correction, because that's what coaching told me, that I can't change anything outside. But there was a lot of scope to change things inside me, and improve and grow and learn and be a better person, be someone who can accept themselves. I think the first denial was from self, because I've never seen myself, so how do you accept yourself, right? So that's what happened in coaching journey.
Wow, thank you for that. And let's shift gear. We'll discuss about last 10 years of journey. What may be the most 2-3 defining moments of Abhyudaya?
It's when I started as Abhyudaya as a brand. Obviously, first few months, or rather first year, was very difficult, because you come from a corporate and suddenly no emails coming to you. You find it hard to even introduce yourself. I did not have words what to say. That too when nobody knew coaching, and people will look at you and saying, are you mad? Like you left your career for something that is not even known. So that was hard, though, what we call identity crisis. That really happened initially, and then slowly I found my way. Slowly. Second year was also very difficult, because everybody said you should go network, meet people, entrepreneurs do that. So you go by the book, start meeting people. And I think that was a very hard hit, very, very tough lesson the first year. Because when I was meeting a lot of people, at the end, 1 year was no billing. Like I could not bill anything. That was defining moment. That made me realize that I'm spending time. Yes, networking is important, but you need to network with the right people. And not that those people were not right. It's just that it was not my right target segment.
So the first credit which happened in the account, that may be the...
Yeah, I give a lot of credit to that year, because it taught me a lot about what am I here for, what am I going to do, who's my target audience, because I was spending time with people who were SMEs in business. And no way at that time they were ready for coaching. They're still not, right? So it taught me that you have to focus where you need to. And in fact, I left Accenture to become a youth coach. I don't know how many people know that. So for almost 6 months, I have coached youngsters, teenagers. I've done workshops for them. It was going pretty good. Just that the response from the, economics were not meeting. Parents were appreciating what I was providing. I've coached a lot of youngsters that time. But the challenge was that schools were not open for that service, and everybody needed you to come from a B.Ed, M.Ed kind of education background. People were asking, have you taught in a school and all that. So it was becoming a bit of a roadblock, and I think that time I needed more validation than experimentation. So that was also defining. So these two experiences, I clearly remember, first 2 years has taught me a lot about you can't just go with passion. It has to combine with experience as well. I was totally going by passion.
So here I'm just hearing that from coaching we have to learn business side of also.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So what are your top 3 learnings from last 10 years journey? Coaching and business, both.
Yeah, I think I was just reflecting on this today morning, and business or entrepreneurship rather pushes you to do everything that you don't want to do. You don't want to do finance, it'll push you to do it. You don't want to do sales, you need to learn that. Anything, because I think the passion of coaching tells you I'm going to leave my job and just do this. It doesn't work like that. And entrepreneurship has pushed me to do everything that I hated or disliked or avoided, hesitated from.
Okay.
Everything.
So let me ask you, in the last 10 years, many people have helped you, and some people have helped without anything in return, and out of the blue they came. If you can share 1 or 2 incidents. They were not supposed to do the help, but still they were there.
I think several people. Just naming few would be unfair, but I think one I remember, Paritosh Pathak. Some of you may know about him. He's a networking coach, and he was establishing his business that time. And He was very nice, very generous, very kind to me in that time. And then obviously he started a program on networking and all that. I joined that. I learned a lot. I very distinctly I remember him being that one person who was there to help. Piyush has been always there. He was the catalyst for every milestone. I mean, for me to step out of corporate, to get started, to do new things. Every time he's been there to support, motivate. I think at times people don't have to show up to help you. They just help you by their energies and everything. So I was not in a position to explain why, but I wanted to do it. I was like, I think I should do it. So I think.
Okay, and let's discuss about the podcast I'm the Change, and why you are so passionate about this four word I am the change, and from where it is coming.
The idea came when I and Piyush were just discussing, and he's been asking me to start a podcast. And I think somewhere he mentioned that, something like the change and I'm the change, and it just struck a chord with me. This was, I think, a few months back, and I said, yeah, this is the idea, this is the name, because it connected with the story of self-accountability. And in coaching, whatever I've learned and whatever I teach is all about, if you don't take accountability of your change, there is no angel who's going to come and escape you, right? That has been my story, and I think that's the reason it kind of struck a chord, because my story was all about get up, pick up, change. You don't like it, change, don't crib. Complaining doesn't take you anywhere. Just pick up and change. If you don't like somebody's behavior, you change your response towards it rather than trying to change their behavior, right? Or anything. If you don't like something about yourself, go learn. So that expression of I'm the change struck the chord, and then I was trying to create a narrative around if it needs to be a podcast, what does it mean? I also thought that a lot of people will not own up to their stories, and I said, yeah, that's exactly the challenge. People need to own up to their stories of change, because I think we are not very good at saying I made the change in myself. We are always giving credit to others.
Yes.
We are always discrediting our own stories and our own pains. But I think that's where the change comes from.
Wow.
That was really where I started feeling more stronger about it. And whenever there was a podcast conversation coming, I said, "Ye to ho hi raha hai, baki kuch karna hai ki nahi karna dekhenge, but this is happening."
So let me ask you the same question. What behavior got changed?
Everything, new birth. I mean, completely new birth. From every cell to every tissue, I was not this person. It was really the moment when I actually got to learn coaching. I realized that possibility here. Otherwise, I was quite in a hopelessness state, and I thought this is who I am, and this is how I need to live, and this is how I need to manage to everything that shows up. So I was always very external focused to say, this is my life, this is my circumstances. I never knew there is a reverse that can take place. So that's really what changed. So I looked at, every coaching session that I did with my coach, and that's why I'm very, very much high on Get Coached if you want to become a coach, because every coaching session opened a layer about a realization that it's you need to change. You need to redefine. If your values are not working for you, change that. If you feel that you don't have a strength, look the other way. So all that coaching empowers us with, that started happening. So I started looking at myself very differently, started loving myself a little more, started taking care of myself, and then ripple effect happened. When you take care of yourself, then everything around you starts changing anyway. So it was a new birth in every literal sense.
This is so powerful that we can reverse.
Oh yes, everything. My conviction comes from there, because I've done each and every change for myself, whether it is my building more strengths, or looking at myself differently, or looking at my appearance, looking at my behavior, my communication, my attitude, career, everything started from ground zero.
This gives a hope that we can reverse.
Oh yes, absolutely.
let me ask you that in the last 10 years, what one trade which you are still keeping and that came in handy in the last 10 years? One trade, one North Star, something?
Right now I'm looking for North Star. I think when I was leaving Accenture, or even when I started coaching, I had a very clear picture that I want to be at the other side, being an executive coach to, people in the organization. That visualization pulled me every time. That was like, वहाँ जाना है, वो करना है, because I felt that that's a most powerful state to be in when you are at the other side and you can, you can support others, and that to senior people. That visualization always pulled me, and the reason I say that कि now वो हो गया है तो I don't know where to go from here. So I think visualization has really helped me to picturize, and that also was an outcome of one of my coaching session with my coach, where she said, we just imagine what is like to be. What are you really searching for? And that stuck in my head. Every time I'm thinking, I'm like, अभी वहाँ पहुँचे नहीं है, अभी करना है अभी, और अभी वो हुआ नहीं है. Every rejection will tell me, अभी हुआ नहीं है, वो करना है. So that was the North Star that time.
Wow. And who introduced you to coaching? Means for me, it was Nikhil Juneja, who brought me into coaching and to Abhyudaya. And so for you, who was?
For me, this was a conversation with my manager, Namrata Malhotra. She was my manager, and she was doing this course. So I went to her saying, I'm not very happy with what I'm doing. She said, what do you mean by that? I said, actually, I feel whatever we are doing is very transactional, and I would like to be engaged in something more transformational. So she said, okay, go do training. It is empowering. You can do that. I said, yeah, maybe good idea. And I tried trainings for some time, and then I realized it has very less retention. And she was doing this course, and I exactly joined the same course she was doing. She said, I'm doing this. I don't know if India will accept this. I don't know whether this will ever become an industry. I don't know whether this is good for you. I have no idea. I'm doing this. I feel this brings transformation. You try yourself. So that time I thought that ठीक है, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं होगा तो मेरा भला तो शायद हो ही जाएगा, या फिर मैं कुछ नया लर्न कर लूँगी. That was my thought, that so this can be a new skill. I don't know what will happen. I had no clue what will happen with this. Whether this will be helpful, not helpful. No answers I had. But I was in a very stuck place. I said, कुछ समझ में तो आ नहीं रहा है कुछ. Let's learn this. So then I joined that course from Australia, and I started learning. And good, it was virtual like that time. I'm talking about 2010.
Okay, 15 years back, yeah.
Yeah, and like every job, they says you can't do this in your work time. So my son was young, and I'll sit in the night after he sleeps. I'll sit in the night. Thankfully, it was a Australian course, so people who need to practice were also available in the late night. So I remember those 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the night when I'll be practicing, taking classes, managing somehow. I've really stretched that time because you need to be in office. You're a young mother. You are also doing learning. You're also stretching. So that's why when people come and say, "आपके course में बहुत काम है," I said, "हाँ, कोई बात नहीं है, but it is helpful." So I did that. As a young mother. I was really slogging. It was tough, but ठीक है. I think because I was gaining something from it. It kept me going.
So let me ask you that the belief in coaching started in a moment, or it was gradual?
It was gradual. Every class was like a opening of a door. Every coaching session was a opening of a door. When I was, obviously classes were very helpful. They open up a lot of layer in you. And when I'll go for coaching, my coach will come to a place and say, make a choice. It's only you who can make a choice. And then it was clearly getting established that the remote control is in your hand. If you want to change your situation, you will only do it, nobody else will. So before that, there was a bit of rigidness to say why people around me are not changing, why they're not understanding. And we all live like that, right? Mm-hmm. So that gradually, one conversation at a time changed a lot for me. I started seeing a new perspective. I started seeing I'm feeling more empowered. I think a lot of healing took place, which created space for new thinking. That was very helpful because I was living with a lot of baggage, a lot of emotional baggage. So that was helpful. It was gradual. I mean, obviously, every class you're like a new bulb opens up, and then you.
So for healing, you took some other modality also, or it was only coaching?
I did that too also. I had to resolve some issues with my parents, so
Okay.
I did that too also.
Healing.
Healing also I took.
Okay. So a lot has changed the last 10 years. So what is the one thing which took the most time?
It's hard to remember like that, but I think everything took time. I mean, there were several processes running at the same time. Like, you have several applications running on your phone. You start one and then the other one, another one.
So
I can't
it becomes hang. The mobile keeps on hanging if so many applications are open.
Many times, yes. Yeah, it hangs a lot of times. I remember giving up.
If it is sales, it was finance, or it was structure, or it was time.
Everything. I think the first very initial thing was, especially when it comes to business, was acceptance of somebody young and women to be in coaching. So that wasn't clicking. And especially when the India is not ready for it, especially when it's a new service, especially when coaching is defined as grey hair service. That was, nobody will say it on your face, but you'll never hear back. And that was like, what do you do? But I was very optimistic that it's just a very momentary, because the market was not ready. That was also a helpful insight that the market is not ready. Don't worry, keep doing. And that's the reason why I started doing mentoring with coaches, because a lot of coaches needed 10 hours of mentoring to go for their credential, which was not part of ICF programs earlier. There was a choice basically. So I said, ठीक है, जब तक वो होता है तब तक ये कर लेते हैं. And I started realizing I have a strength in that, and that helped me, and that kept me going. Otherwise, there were a lot of times when you're not hearing back, people are not reverting, some or the other reason they're not picking you, and it happened for a long time.
Yeah. Now they are having the word also, ghosting. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the word, right? Ghosting. People don't respond. So obviously that was not very helpful. That wasn't helpful for the passion. But then I knew that I'm not, I'm not going to give up. I'll continue doing. What kept me also, कहते हैं ना कि जब आप कोई रास्ता नहीं खुल रहा हो तो उसके देखना छोड़ दो. Then just find another way. Distract yourself. So mentoring and coach training was a good distraction for me because I was really good at it. I mean, I was discovering that I'm good at it. And COVID helped. At the hindsight, I got a lot of time to create the content and get it approved and do my thing. So I was like, I know that side will roll on sometime, but let me just engage my mind here because honestly, I did not kept any other option for me. I said, यही option है, इसी में ही करना है जो करना है. कोई बात नहीं, थोड़ी साड़ी पहन लेंगे, थोड़ा हेयर ग्रे कर लेंगे, वो सब कर लेंगे. वो सब किया भी. It helped. Everything helps.
So let's take it to the end, and can you share what will be this podcast and the change, and what we can expect from the podcast in the upcoming episodes?
Well, the whole purpose of this podcast is for coaches to come and own their change story, because that's the only way we can inspire others. Whether they take coaching or not, whether they learn coaching or not, it's a different thing. But I think stories are very compelling way of inspiring. And that's my purpose. At least I will get to know stories of coaches. At least people will get to know them. So the whole idea is that this podcast should be able to inspire, whether it is a youngster or a teenager or a mother or anyone who watches that. saying that change होता है, because I've also heard people saying कि कुछ बदलता नहीं है, सब ऐसे ही बोलते हैं. But I want to present those stories to say कि change होता है, हुआ है, मेरे साथ हुआ है और बहुत लोगों के साथ हुआ है. So that's the purpose of bringing this podcast to the world, because I think a lot of people have brought a lot of change in themselves and in the world, but they have not owned their stories probably, or never got a chance to do that. This is that opportunity.
Okay. So this will be my last question. Why people are not getting the platform to own their story?
Good question. I was watching just an ad on Facebook today morning, and that person clearly said that I think somewhere coaches and healers like to help others but do not like to be seen. I think that's the point, because I felt it, that we want to help, we want to be backstage, we want to help others, but somewhere we also struggle with self-doubt, or we feel that my story is insignificant, right? I mean, for a long time I thought like that ठीक है, ऐसा क्या हो गया मेरी लाइफ में जो मैं, I'm thinking that, but I am the only person who knows the turmoil that I've gone through. And I may not be able to even explain it, but at least I can own it, right? I may not be able to share each and every incident, because that will be like putting a proof outside, which I don't need to. But it is possible, and I think that's also a very impactful way for coaches, healers, therapists, consultants to actually see themselves clearly. I've seen this also. I've seen a lot of coaches who are brilliant at what they do, but they don't own up to themselves. And I think that's also a place where coaching industry is not growing. We feel small in front of our stakeholders. We negotiate ourselves in front of them. We actually discount our own worth in front of people who really need our help. And I have seen that a common pattern in a lot of coaches. So I'm I hope I'm the Change podcast changes something in coaches, because I think we are all sitting with a lot of power inside us, and we just need to own it too. And if we are hoping that world should change, then change with us. Be the change you want to see in the world. So be the first, be that person. Own up your change. And I'm sure every coach goes through some change. Kuch to hota hi hai. So that's really the idea.
That was super powerful, and you actually example everything about change. Even after 10 years, you changed the logo also. So if you can share, and now we are closing out. Yeah.
About the logo?
Yeah, logo.
So if you look at the logo carefully, it's actually, the sun has become the third eye.
Okay.
If you see, this is, really talking about the
third
red
eye,
eye,
yeah.
the third eye. It's also talking about compassion, because what you see is actually a altered lotus.
Okay.
It's actually a lotus that we altered. We started with lotus, and my son said, "ये तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी का लोगो लग रहा है." So then we said, "अच्छा ठीक है, इसको थोड़ा edit कर देते हैं." And then this started communicating more about, hands being together, a human figure, keeping hands up like a yoga mudra. It's also looking like a third eye. So it's communicating multiple messages. I created a lot of logos, and my marketing team actually were very, very diligent about coming up with so many options. And I was like, nahi, ye nahi chahiye, ye nahi chahiye, ye nahi chahiye. And I was stuck on this. So I think this was communicating to me about, compassion and a third eye, and being more determined into what we are trying to do. And the line that you see below is actually a rough line. And it was a rough line earlier also. This is another rough line to say life is not easy. It continues to be tough and challenging. And how do we stay assertive on face of it?
Wow, thank you so much, and for sharing everything about the change, and all the best for our podcast. I am the change.
Thank you, and thank you for this surprise. I am still taking it in, and I did not know it will get launched like this. So thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Piyush, for this.